everyone, it's Anya here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are making these a little crochet pot bowl type thing. Throughout all my projects over the last month or so, a bit longer I think, I've been wanting to make these. I just, it was in my head and I just had to have them, but I just didn't make them. So finally I had the time and the space and the whatever today to make them. I love them. They're little bowls, and they can come in ever so handy. Look, little pens can go in there, or here you can put your crochet hooks in, you can put cotton buds in, you can all kinds of things. Okay, yes, I made that set of nesting bowls, but they all had the different rainbow color, so it was one color per bowl, but this is all the colors. So this is particularly what I was thinking of when I this was one of the projects I just had to make. There's a difference in the bowls. So here I started the bottom and the side with red, so straight into the rainbow colors. Here I used grey for the base and grey for the finish, although this is that darker grey, graphite it's called. I don't know which one I like best. Obviously this one is a little bit taller than this one because of the added two colors. Yeah, I don't know which, like I said, either one is fine. Obviously I like both, but today we are just going to make this one here because it will make the video a little bit shorter. But if you are planning on doing the grey, then obviously just work it in as you go, because you start with grey, then you do the colours and you finish with grey. Here you start with the rainbow colours straight away. I am once again using 2 strands because it's a little bowl. I want it to be quite sturdy, and so I am using my 4 for that, because that's the hook that I will need when I use 2 strands. You might need a bigger hook, probably a 4.5 or a 5 to do this, if you have a tighter tension, but I crochet quite loosely, so I have to go down a hook size. So let's get started. So holding my 2 strands together and considering them as being just the 1 strand, I'm not going to say pick up 2 strands, I'm just going to say pick up the 1 strand. Okay, I'm going to do a magic circle. So I'm going to do a cross over my fingers like this. Then you go under this strand here, you pick up the back strand, bring it through, twist your hook like this, then go back to that back strand and do a chain. You then let go and you are ready to start working. I'm going to do a second chain because in this project we are going to be using my favorite stitch, which is the half double crochet. See, this is why I wanted to do this project, because I just wanted to do a bowl in half double crochet. Okay, so working over both strands here, you yarn over, insert into the circle, pull up a loop, and you pull through all the loops on your hook. All 3 loops, really there's 6, but all 3 loops, okay? And you are going to do this 9 times. So that's 3. We are considering this as being the 10th stitch. So I just need to do more now. Here, okay, my double strandedness here has finished. So I'm going to make it bigger by pulling gently, so I can keep going over, yarn over all the strands. Okay. There we go. I have lost count now. I'm just going to count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, and this is number 9. But that means we've only done 2, 4, 6, 8 strands. 8 stitches, so I have to do another one. So that's our 9th stitch. So now we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 V's, and these are the 2 chains we did in the beginning. So we're skipping those. We are now closing our magic circle, and in the 9th chain, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, so this is the 9th chain, we are going to do a slip stitch. Now, even when you pick up these V's, you have to make sure that you pick up your double-stranded V, okay? So 2 strands there and 2 strands there. I think actually that last one might have just been the 1 strand. Is it? That's 1 strand and that's the second one, okay? Because obviously it's made up of more strands than what we are used to. So do pay attention to that. And I do a slip stitch. And look, I now have a nice circle with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 V's on the outside of it. Now we are going to chain up 2. Disregard this chain, that's the last stitch of our round. We are going to go into the first V here, again making sure that's 2, and now the back loop as well, and that's 2 as well, making sure you pick up all those strands. You'll get used to it. Oh, and I lost it there. So yarn over, making sure you pick up all those strands, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. And into the same stitch again, we are going to do a second half double crochet. So in this round, we are placing 2 half double crochets in each stitch around. So we're going from 10 V's, we are going to go to 20 V's. I will see you at the end of the round. So I have just put a half double crochet in that last V here. That already had that chain coming out that we disregarded in the beginning, but that was our last stitch. So we are going to skip the 2 chains that we did, and we are going to go under the V here, again making sure you pick up enough strands and you do your slip stitch. Okay, next round, chain 2, and into that first stitch here straight away 1 half double crochet. There we go. In the next stitch we are going to do 2 half double crochets. Once again, next stitch 1, and in the next stitch 2. So this is your increase ratio, and this time we are going to go from 10, 20 to 30 stitches there. I will meet you at the end of the round here. Once again, I've made it to that last stitch. It needs the first half double crochet. Then I've got that chain which counts as a second half double crochet. The 1, 2 chains we disregard. We go into here to do our slip stitch, and we pull through. There we go. Now we have 30 stitches. We are going to start our 4th round. So chain up, disregard, yarn over into the first stitch, a half double crochet, into the second stitch, a half double crochet, and the next stitch we do the 2 half double crochets. So this time the increase ratio is 1, 1, 2. That's how you will continue all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end there. I have just put that last half double crochet into that last stitch. There's the chain which acts as a second stitch. Here is that V that we are going to go under. Same thing again, and we do a slip stitch. So this is the size of the base of my bowl. Obviously you can make it as big as you want. It is 2-stranded acrylic. It's not going to go bigger forever without getting floppy. but I think this is a nice bowl just to put little trinkets in, you know. So this is the base. Now we are going to get started on the side. Again, half double crochets, so 2 chains. And this time, so this is the side that you've been working on, that's been facing you. So that is going to be the outside. This is going to be the inside. This is sort of the wrong side. This is the good side. So you sort of turn this towards you, and you are going to find the back loop of your V's. So you have, as you can see, there's a V here. This here is the front loop. This here is the back loop. Now, of course, we are holding on to 2 strands, so make sure you pick up the back loop, but you have got to make sure you pick up the both loops of the back loop, okay? So yarn over, and then sort of find your way to the back. Yeah, see, look, I've got the 2 strands, I think. Yeah, there we go. And pull through and do your half double crochet, okay? So just... yeah, take your time. I think that's just the 1 strand. Or is it not? Yeah, just take your time doing this. Or is this the 2 strands? No, that's the 2 strands, I think, and the 3rd loop. So you could pick up the 3rd loop, but there's no need. So, yeah, back loop, making sure you've got those 2 strands of it. Okay. And this time, there's no increasing anymore, so we are sticking with our 40 stitches, and this round obviously is our first round that you will see on the side, which is our first rainbow color, so that's the red, and this is going to be sort of the first of that. This is the only round that we will do in the back loop only. I like the effect that it gives, the definition where you know, where the base ends basically, and you get that little sort of, you know, standing up edge, and you see that we're forming the side here. So I will see you when you get here. So I have just done my last half double crochet. This V has the chain coming out of. That chain is going to be the stitch for that V, so I don't have to do another one. And we are going to skip these 2 chains, and we are going to go into the V, under the V of the next stitch, and we are going to do our slip stitch like so. This closes up the round quite nicely. Now, if you have chosen to do your the grey, then this is where your grey ends as well, and then you start doing your rainbow color. So you would do your red now, but obviously we are just doing the rainbow colors, and as you can see, we already have a little dish here with a standing up edge. So now you are going to do all the colors of your rainbow. And all the rounds are the same. So we are going to get started with our 2 strands. So you do your slip knot, you have your hook, and you close up your loop, and you insert under any V, but I like to get started just where I finished the round, and you do a half double crochet. I start with yarning over and acting as if I was already crocheting. And you are going to do a half double crochet in each stitch around. I will see you at the end of the round. I have just done my last half double crochet in that last stitch. This is where we did that standing half double crochet. Generally that sort of closes up for me. So I go under the next V. As we are creating another V with doing the slip stitch, that takes over the function of that closed up stitch there There we go. And that finishes my round quite nicely. So this is exactly what you need to do with all the other colors. So you start with a standing half double crochet, you put a half double crochet in each stitch around, you do one in the last stitch, then you do your slip stitch like so. I like to put a little knot in these two here just to secure them, making the start for the next color a little bit easier and keeping it all together nicely. So I will see you when you have done your yellow, your green round, your blue round, your indigo round and your violet round. When you have done your violet round, do not cut off your yarn, but come back to this video because I will then show you how to do the edge here. Okay, so come back when you have done all these rounds and I'll show you how to do the last one. See you later. Right, so I have made it to the last round. I have done my slip stitch and I have finished my round. Now, to finish off the bowl, we are going to do a row of single crochets, but there's going to be something special. So let's chain up one. So that's good, you chain up one. Now when you do normal single crochets, you're going to go that way, this way. So you're going to go under here and do your single crochet. Not this time. This time we are going to work backwards. So we are going to go into the back stitch, pull up a loop, and we do our single crochet. So you go into the stitch behind and you do your single crochet. This is called the crab stitch and you work backwards basically. So instead of going from right to left, you go from left to right. So we're going to go into the stitch behind. See? And this gives our bowl a nice rounded edge. So I thought I like this stitch as well. It's awkward to do. You just have to sort of do it. You know what you're doing. It doesn't make sense, but just do it and it will all be all right in the end. Well, I've made quite a few because I've used them as little presents. So there, that's another use for them. So when you get to the end, that's where I will meet you. Okay, so I have just done my last stitch here. I am going to pull up the loop and cut off my yarn. And then I am going to just pull it out like so. And what I tend to do is just put the end in like that, and I sew in the end into the edge there. So I've done all the other ends already. All I have to do now is do my crab stitch. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye.